all the way down to the floor would be the full snatch. And that looks like this. Wow. Okay? So you'll notice that with that movement, you want to move quickly. Okay, so there is nothing slow, or like I said, nothing passive or slow about the Olympic lifts. You gotta move. Okay? The slower you are, the harder the lift is going to be. So, how do you move faster? Get stronger and learn the technique. Okay? And both those things require work and time. Alright? So that's the snatch. The clean, wide grip. Is that enough? You okay with that?
Do the snatch again, sorry.
One more. Alright.
Alright, I'm not playing.
Don't blink. Okay. The better you get the technique, the more efficient the movement will be. Okay? This is the second lift at the Olympics. So you get 3 attempts at the snatch, which is what I just did, to lift as much weight as you can. A little bit of a break, then you come back to the clean and jerk. Okay? It's pretty demanding sport because you're lifting a lot of weight all the time. Alright? So, feet shoulder width apart. Pull the bar from the shin to the chest. Okay? That's a power clean. Alright? A little bit of a jump there. Just because it's lightweight. But if you had to move a lot of weight, there's more of an aggressive jump. But it looks like a little hop because the weight is weighing you down. Alright?
You want to use that heavier bar?
I can. Chris is trying to get me warmed up.
It looks like you've not enough to your thighs, or is that just a slider?
So it looks like, right? It looks like I'm bouncing it, but it's not deliberate. What happens is the bar and your hips collide, and the way my coach put it in high school is when you're lifting, you want to marry the bar. So the bar comes backward, hips come forward, and you shrug up. Okay? But you don't actually deliberately bang it off your hips. Bar path and your hips come together like that.
So there's a slight assistance, just a little bit of assistance.
A little bit, yeah. Awesome. So here's a little bit more weight. Power clean. Now a full clean. So you take the hips down after standing up. Then I'm going to perform a power jerk, which is actually not very traditional. Okay? The traditional jerk is a split jerk. So, if you want to go online and look up Olympic lifting, you'll see most people perform the split jerk. If you want to see a squat jerk, it's like me and a handful of people, pretty much, in the world.
From a full power one.
What's that?
From a full where you drop down.
Oh yeah, squat jerk, okay. That's what I do in competition when it starts to get really heavy. I have to drop all the way down to handle the weight. So it's like 2 full squats with a lot of weight, something in the neighborhood of 280 pounds. So that was...
So that makes it easier, actually, to squat all the way down?
Well, the power squat, you want to try to stop it parallel, which would be somewhere around here. Right? So your thigh bone is parallel to the ground. But as the weight gets heavier, it can tend to drive you down. Even though you're fighting it, you're fighting the bar, and you want to stop here, the weight's pushing you down. Okay, so as it gets heavier, I end up in a full squat.
One more thing. I noticed your shoes. Are those,
So these shoes, okay, so these shoes have a nice little wood heel in them. Okay, that is because as you start to lift heavier, you may start to rock backwards. And if you have a tennis shoe on, it has a squishy heel, you can start to rock backwards. And you obviously don't want to be rocking backwards with weight on your chest or overhead. So, you wouldn't necessarily need these until you start getting to a significant weight. You know, if you're doing a lot of repetitions, you may not need a shoe like this, because if you're doing a lot of repetitions, that means it's not a high percentage of what you can do, totally. Okay? But the reason I wear these is because they're comfortable. I've worn them for like 18 years, so whenever I lift, I like them. And my knees like them. So, it's easy to squat in heels. Like ladies, you know when you put on high heels and go dancing, it's easier to squat. You won't drop. It's easier to drop. So anyway.
things you learn at CrossFit.
Yes. So the little heel makes it easier to drop down, I think. Okay? So that's what the heels are for. Aside from teaching you step by step the progression to learn the lifts safely, so you can perform them safely, and also if you perform them correctly, you'll be more efficient in the Olympic movement. That way, whatever it is you're trying to do, say you're doing CrossFit, you have a lot of repetitions. Okay, you're doing something for several repetitions. You'll have a technique that's tight, you can perform it more efficiently, and you'll get a better time. Okay, so you'll conserve energy when you do things efficiently, right? That's the goal, because you have to put out a lot of energy when you do CrossFit. Would you all agree?
Yes.
Right. So we need to conserve it by making sure the movements, especially in the Olympic lifts, are efficient. Okay?